Hello everyone, welcome back to another Therapy Thursday. I'm not a professional, I'm just a high schooler, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. Anyone older than me, they know what is correct and what isn't, and anyone younger than me, don't consider my advice to the fullest, because I'm only like probably 5 years, if not 2 years older than you, so that doesn't really help. You might be hearing some background, so maybe I'm just mute that real quick. Okay, so today I was watching this therapist talk about Doki Doki Literature Club. And he's talking about Sayori. And it kind of made me click in my brain about why people get so sad and so stuck up about everything in high school. Mainly because I'm in high school. And, Sayori is like this girl that's like, oh, I have all these, like, one of her poems is about, I have all these jars of happiness. And I kind of give them out, I place them on the shelves because it's hers. And she gives them out to people. And people constantly ask for them. And then, but eventually, I'll run out. And it shows of like, what she's sacrificing in order to become her friends. And how draining it is to become people's friends. Or being friends with people in high school. And I'm like, yeah, this is probably correct. Like, a lot of people, like, to what I've seen, like, every single year, their social circle changes, and it just changes every single year. When adults get older, to what I've seen, they've kept the same circle for years. Hundreds of, like, I'd say hundreds, as if they're hundreds of years old. Maybe I meant to say more like, I don't know, 10 to 15 years plus. Which is pretty crazy, right? And it kind of shows of like how demanding high schoolers are because of how much that we kind of think that we need to do for them. Because Sayori mentioned how one thing is that it never feels like it's enough, right? She feels like she needs to give in order for them to stay. And it always feel like that. I always feel like you need to hang out with these people if you want to keep them as your friends, or you need to make plans with them every week, or if not every other week, or maybe at least once a month to be friends with them. Lots of expectations, lots of things, and I was like, I was saying relationships aren't that hard in the last one, but I think it's more like, I think now from seeing it from this perspective, sometimes like it is so draining. I don't know. These are just random rant videos now because I can't think of something unique or different to come up with unless someone brings me a topic. But so then I'll do my own research on it and we'll figure that out. But I was listening to this guy talk about Sayori, and that made me really think of how many times I've seen other people sacrifice so many things to do things. For example, one of my friends, she's a huge introvert. And she doesn't really like going out that often, but she will when her friends want her to, right? And I'm like, at the same time, you got to start to consider when you just got to tell them, hey, I hate going out, like a lot of people can't do that for themselves because the circle that they've already spent so much time making, now it's like, am I willing to sacrifice it to make a new one, or to go and step into a new one? That's pretty hard. Right? That takes a lot of effort, and anyone that does do that for themselves, I applaud to you. You deserve everything because you did do those. You took those chances, you took those gambles, and it paid off. Right? Anyone that doesn't, don't worry, because I feel like they'll still have time to do whatever they want. Yeah, and I was also talking about, and it also kind of leads to how I think why people get so sad about where they're in, like their state that they're in, like the world is demanding. It asks for a lot for you, in my opinion. I think about it like this, like for any adults, it's like they gotta work all the time to put food on the table. They gotta keep working because if they don't, then there's no food on the table. Doesn't matter how much they hate it or how much they like it. Every single day you clock it in, right? And for teenagers, it's like you're being put into a spot that you don't like being in, which is probably school, and you can't do something that you actually enjoy 24/7 because you have to spend time learning it, or maybe you have to spend time doing other stuff, right? And it's delaying your creativity, I feel. No matter what, the world is demanding that you have to do this, right? You have to, you're going to fall behind too much. And it doesn't help the fact that friends are sometimes demanding, that relationships are sometimes demanding, family is sometimes demanding, that the world already adds all that. If someone told you that in front of you that, hey, you need to work 24, you need to work 5 days a week. Your breaks maybe don't feel that long, and you have to do that every single week, no matter what, no matter any circumstance. People are gonna think, damn, that's a lot of that's a decent amount of time. Like that's pretty annoying, right? And then you also have to include the fact that some people are demanding. That just shows that like life is not that like you got to fix something there. You gotta if the world is demanding, you can't fix the world, but you can fix you can choose the people you want to be around. And I think not enough people. So when people do get sad, I hope people do realize that sometimes they shouldn't blame it on the world, but maybe they should more blame it on the people that they're with. Because, yeah, like I said, very demanding. There's a lot of things that are super demanding in this world, so it doesn't really help that sometimes we put that feeling that these friends, we want to do all these things for them. And it also sucks when your friends don't reciprocate what you want. That just also shows you that maybe you don't have the right friends, or maybe you just haven't built the relationship to that level yet. But besides that, that's all I really have to talk about today. Very chill Therapy Thursday. Yeah, I do hope a lot of people don't get too sad on feeling that like everything is so demanding of themselves. Because it is, but I also want them to realize that, like, relationships or any friendship or any friend or any family, it is demanding for them, and I hope that you can realize that sometimes that it doesn't need to, shouldn't be demanding. Life is already hard enough. You don't need to have all these other things to add to your pressure. So, but then again, I'm saying it very optimistically. It's a lot harder, right? Like the situation probably going to be a lot deeper to fix. You can't just fix it like that, I'm kind of saying it like that, but I hope, but like the people that hear it, they'll keep it in the back of their mind that this is something I need to fix, this is something I need to fix, something I will try to think about, or how to resolve at some point in my life. Because like a change doesn't happen instantly, takes years, takes months, takes days, most of the time takes years. So yeah, that's all to say for this week. Welcome, thank you to my abscess, and yeah, I'll see you all next week.